And we're live.
Welcome back, viewers, to part 2 of the Tarheel by Dark Midnight Circus extravaganza. Those of you who were with us last night will remember that Menashe and Nathaniel Ashford did some investigating on behalf of a certain toreador from New York. And they learned that this circus that is spending some time in the state seems to be wrapped up, if we should say, in this missing gentleman. We pick up part 2 of the Midnight Circus over at the Gilded Lady, where Duke David as well as Ashford are seated in the lobby of the hotel in a very opulent, very nice sofa there, as the staff have offered multiple times to feed you and give you drink for the evening, should you desire it. And we pick up the scene as they are waiting for the arrival of the other characters.
David is sort of rubbing his eyebrows with both hands, with his elbows on his knees. He says, "Okay, Lights has been giving me an earful of her plans. We've got a few tacks we can go after. Not sure which one we should head for first, but I think we should wait for the rest of this little get together to figure that out."
Fair enough, boss. You don't look so well. Sit down for a spell. Chill. Try and get yourself in better order. Just see what you can do to muster your reserves. Meanwhile, it's almost like the two extremes of the comedy and tragedy mask. Ashford is just lounging like a cat, almost seeming invigorated by the setting. He clearly has taken to it like a feudal lord to a castle. He's just almost taken ownership in a kind of spiritual way. Just kind of seeming just buoyant.
Walsh walks in at this point, and seeing David looking rather tired, hands him a cup of what looks like coffee with some steaming off of it, and says to him, "Here, drink this. You'll look like you need it."
He'll tentatively pull a hand away and look at the cup.
If he looks inside, it actually it's a coffee cup on the outside, but it's a blood on the inside.
Okay.
And Walsh basically says, "Freshly caffeinated," and gives a bit of a wink.
He'll sniff it. He's a wee bit of a connoisseur. What's is it animal or what?
It's human. Specifically,
Okay.
it's from one of his blood bags. But he's mixed some caffeine in with it, so this way it'll have the effect of coffee.
Okay, those two resources rolls you just saw me roll. The first one was from last night, which was only one success. And this one is from tonight with much more successes and aplomb. Ashford is slowly trying to wheedle the place away from its owners.
Okay. Yeah,
All
Reed will take
Also,
it.
the three who are here right now, notice that antique shop that I mentioned earlier, there is on the door, the front door of the antique shop, there actually is a sign hanging off of the door that reads "Open," and there are lights on inside the shop.
Excuse me, gentlemen, I have to investigate a small matter. And Ashford
And that
just kind
wasn't
of...
that way last night?
It wasn't open last night.
Okay. Like,
Eric's off to one corner of the entry area, hitting on what looks like an attractive cleaning lady.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Classy.
Yeah. Walsh proceeds to head over and make a beeline to the antique shop because he's just kind of curious what's in there.
Yep. So you would be right behind Ashford as he's kind of striding over, just almost kind of gliding on the polished floors, and just kind of gently shouldering and knocking at the door, just kind of very gently. Hello there.
You hear a voice from inside, though it's a rather feeble-sounding voice. Come on in. We're open.
So he'll just kind of hold the door open for Harry first and then kind of slide in after him.
I guess Faye arrives just about the time that Ashford and Walsh are going into the antique shop.
Cynthia follows soon after, and you hear a coming from her body, but you don't know where.
Yeah, David was following after the others, and he sees the rest, at least most of the rest of the party come in, and he holds his coffee cup up to him as he takes another sip as he walks in himself.
Well, now that the entire group that Eric knows has just gone into the antique store, he's I go, the hell did that? Oh.
I was going to say,
By the way, Cynthia, Faye's big orange cat is giving you the stink eye because he knows you've got chesh somewhere on your person.
Oh, but by the way, Cynthia's not giving a shit right now. Like, not really paying attention. She just followed the coordinates to be together. But she's probably even very careful from the carnival. I'm like, oh my god, it's like back in California. Wait, are we in California? No, we're not in California. But they have everything here. Well,
You're roboting.
You're roboting very badly.
Very badly.
She's Malkavian.
Slowly.
No, it's not. It's not that she's roboting. She's having to use her phone mic, and we know how notoriously bad they are. But anyway, moving right along. We're going to moving over to the antique shop. As you open the door, you hear what sounds like a small bell ring. And as you take in the sight, the place is large. That's the first thing that comes to mind is just the sheer scale of how large this shop is. And you can very much smell that very distinct smell of both leather and fresh cherry wood. And you see that toward the back of the shop, up on an elevated, what looks like an elevated step, you see what looks like it may be the point of sale system, and you see that there is an older gentleman who has descended from that shelf area and is heading your direction.
As Walsh is walking around, he sees an old opera cape hanging on a hanger. He takes it off, puts it around his back, and discovers it's the perfect size. He looks to the others and goes, "What do you think? Does it suit me? I want to suck your blood," and puts it back.
Faye glances over her shoulder. Shut up, dumbass. And then goes back to the display of books that she was perusing.
Cynthia just kind of gives you a small smile and waves away and goes to any shinies that are nearby.
Just a very small, quiet, thumping facepalm.
And David is quietly sipping his drink.
Yeah. The older gentleman, having seen that he has customers, his eyes, you can see that the guy's eyes, his eyes are continually scanning. Though he approaches you actually he approaches you, Ashford, and he extends a hand. Thomas Bassett.
Pleasure to meet you, Nathaniel Ashford. He'll extend his much larger hand and just kind of shake his firmly, but not so firmly as to, actually cause any physical damage,
Yep.
making a concerted effort not to do so. Potents can sometimes be a bastard in awkward social situations.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, Mr. Bassett here is dressed in a very fine suit. It's not. You wouldn't necessarily think that it's you don't think he really paid a lot for the suit, but you can pretty much tell it's not a thrift store special.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to be maybe in about his 80s, maybe.
Cool.
Did you have something? Were you looking for something in particular, sir?
Well, seeing as I'm a man of rather antiquated taste myself, I just kind of was drawn in and wanted to have a look around and see if I could find anything that struck my particular fancy. My family is very old, you might say, and we tend to collect a lot of things. Weapons, paraphernalia, tapestries, that kind of thing. A very feudal aesthetic somewhat. He just kind of gives like a brief synopsis to show that he actually is kind of paying attention and actually has the intent to buy some things, that he's actually being specific. He's not just window shopping.
All right. The fact that you actually know what you're talking about seems to kind of perk his interest more than it was. As he nods as he slowly takes in each of the things that you said. Well, as you can see, I do have a very varied selection, and do feel free to have a look around. We close at. As you see, he kind of pushes back the coat of his the sleeve of his jacket, and he looks down at what you're able to see is probably the nicest timepiece you think you have ever seen in your life. I tell you what, we normally close in like the next 20 minutes, but you guys are in here, so I'll stay open for you.
Thank you. I deeply appreciate it. I'm just going to make a quick couple of perception alertnesses, just kind of looking around, trying to see if there's anything particularly nice or interesting, and see if he can actually find some rather interesting doodads. Going to burn a willpower on this first one.
Yeah, Eric's going to look around to but he's looking for the stuff that's hidden, the stuff that those antique dealers try to that don't really want to get rid of, but they can't avoid putting it on the shelf. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Glad I burnt that willpower. So that's 4. Next roll's coming up.
By the way, I got 2 successes on a perception alertness earlier, specifically looking for antique scientific instruments or textbooks.
You actually are able to find. What you're pretty sure is a. What you're pretty sure though, it's marked on the description tag. It's marked as unknown medical paraphernalia, but you, in your line of work, you're able to determine that what this is actually is a somewhere probably circa 1840, maybe 1850 field surgeon's kit.
Sweet.
Altogether, that's 8 successes, most of them high end.
Can somebody roll me 7 dice for perception alertness, please?
I got you, Jeff.
Rolling.
All right, and when you make your rolls, leave them up because I'm going to come back to them individually, and either leave them up or remember what you have. And
Okay, no worries then.
I remember yours. I got yours. I'm gonna get Ian's here next.
I'm just doing a series of 4 rolls right now.
Well, I'm going to do 2 perception alertness rolls. One to find the first to find something on the bookshelf for Faye, and then the second to move over to the jewelry cabinet to see about finding something for Cynthia. Because she's got something in mind. Or Faye's got something in mind.
All right, Walsh, or excuse me, not Walsh, Ashford. As you're looking around here, something kind of piques your interest. Over in towards the back corner, you see this very large, what looks like it looks like one of those old writing desks, the kind that had the 30 or 40 different different drawers. That the ones that I'm sure you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
And as you make the approach, you immediately determine what that cherry smell that you were smelling was. It's this writing desk.
You just kind of see this gleeful little glint in his eye, and he just starts rubbing his hands together. I think I've found something. Oh, lovely.
Walsh walks up to the gentleman.
Description tag. Give me just a second, Gus.
Okay.
The description tag on that writing desk has it marked for 8,500, but it also has the word negotiable written under it.
Oh, lovely.
Is it a roll top?
Yeah, it's a roll top style writing desk.
Oh, 8,500's a steal on those.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Guthrie. All right, let me get back
Walsh,
to Guthrie here so he can handle this one.
Walsh walks up to Mr. Bassett with the surgeon's field kit and says, "How much for this one?"
Mr. Bassett he takes it from you, and he goes through and he begins to examine it. And you actually see that he actually reaches into his pocket and he pulls what it looks like you're not entirely sure that it's a monocle, but it kind of looks that way as he kind of holds it up to his eye and he begins to lovingly examine the case and the various instruments inside. And as he closes the case back, and he speaks, "Make me an offer."
800.
I'm gonna do a run of what this place is. If it's an actual leather surgeon's case, what the deal? To kind of help in the dickering here. I'll need to roll one more and actually see how that goes, but that don't look too good. Okay, well, it's a fail, not a botch. I can't tell shit. I'm not that good with this one.
By the way,
sorry about that, guys. I got called away for the moment. He kind of seems as though he kind of is mulling that. You did say 800, right, Guthrie?
Yes, 800. So 4 favors.
Okay. He looks as though he's mulling it over there for a minute. And he looks back up at you. Tell you what, I've got 6 in it. Can you go 850?
Done. Walsh literally forks out the cash and hands it as a wad to the forks out the cash and hands it as a wad to Mr. Bassett. Takes the surgeon's case, walks over to Faye and gives it to her.
Well, that explains why my 2 perception alertness rolls failed. Then I was distracted by you. Okay. Hey.
Will, for my reference, what is he on? What page is he on?
He doesn't really have a write up, but he's on 104 under the write up for the Gilded Lady.
Okay. Let's see.
okay, so for my perception of awareness or alertness, whichever, anyway, same. For mine, it was to look for...
I was about to say, remind me what you were looking for.
Oh yeah, I was looking for like she'd make a beeline to shiny things and toys for two different things. Like, she'd be looking for a toy train set in mint condition, and she'd be looking for an animal.
And I know exactly why you're looking for the train set too. You actually do find one. It's not exactly perfectly mint. As best you can tell, it looks like it has just a tiny bit of chipping on the underside of the on the underside of the engine. But it's a chipping that's not visible when you first look at it. And there is a tag, the description tag for it reads Lionel toy train set circa 1930.
Oh wow.
That's a very
And
good find.
Ooh.
he wants $550 for it.
She will take this up to him and just kind of hold it there, like, okay, I want to buy this.
Before she goes up to him, as Eric's looking around for things, and she's looking at the damage, he'll poke over his shoulder. You know, I could probably fix that for you if you get it for a good price. And he says it really quietly, and then continues looking.
You would see a very slight nod.
Well,
And Will, for your reference, David is looking at the books. The old
Yeah, he's
books
over there
the man
with,
has.
All right, yeah, he's over there with Faye.
Faye, having been distracted by Walsh for a moment, thank you.
That
Well,
was in
Wasn't
six.
expecting anything.
Walsh says, Walsh
I heard
smiles and
phone
says,
ringing.
Merry Christmas.
Pardon?
Walsh
thank
smiles and
you.
says, Merry Christmas, and then proceeds to go on to look at the books.
Okay, so
And,
since we've determined that my perception alertness failed because I was distracted for a moment, can I re-roll at a higher difficulty to see if I find anything on either the bookcase or the jewelry cabinet?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And before we move on, did anybody make a roll that I didn't cover?
Probably me. I did some rolls, grand total over 4 rolls for 10 successes.
Okay,
Looking
and
for-
what were you looking for? Anything specific?
Those things that Antique.
Oh yeah,
dealer-
that's right. The ones that looked like he really might not wanted to really steal. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then they always put they have to put it out, but they always bury it.
All right, let me take care of him, and then I'll come right back to you, Faye.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, and about that same general idea where that pigeonhole desk is, on the wall, you see that he has hanging there on a very nice oaken plaque. He has some kind of what looks like some kind of a broadsword.
Eric is going to look that over quite closely. Any plaque?
Honestly,
plaquing on it?
Nope. From what you've seen in here, this piece is probably in the best shape of anything in the whole store.
Guys, I made one more roll, which will come up in a second. One perception, one success on a perception alertness to find something incredibly unique that will hit Walsh really close to home.
And I got the perfect thing for you.
Actually, I
On
found
top of
something
it?
very specific. Will, I want to run it by you. I want to
All
run
right,
it by
run
you.
it by me because I might have something. I'll tell you what. I'll give you both then.
Okay, this is the one I just submitted to you. Read that article.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Does that tell you what you had in
You were
mind?
able to, that actually is similar. That actually you see on the bookshelf, but sitting over there where Eric is standing there ogling this very nice broadsword that's hanging on the wall.
Uh-huh.
Sitting on the top of that desk is, you're pretty sure you're seeing a Galileo thermometer.
Oh, shit.
7 more dice, please.
Do you want to get that, Misha, or shall I?
Sure, I can get it.
All right, you guys got it. Essentially,
All right.
Ash was just being a gent and waiting till everyone got their shopping done to direct pass it to him.
Oh,
Oh, but Will,
Uh,
just to let you know, David's looking for the stranger types of books, the ones that he himself would have locked away.
Okay. I said,
Mental
just don't let me
willpower.
forget. I'll get to you.
Yeah, okay.
all right. Cynthia got 5 successes just now on that roll that I made for her, and on my previous roll, the one for the bookshelf and the one for the jewelry cabinet, I got 1 success each.
Okay, the jewelry cabinet, nothing really, stands out to you. But you do see up on, in the corner of one of the bookshelves up towards the top, you just can make out the spine. Not because of damage, but it's just written. It's just, that high up. You just can make out the spine that looks like it reads, Les Fantômes d'Après.
As an in-character note, I have to ask, do you want me to roleplay the dickering out, or is there some sort of mechanic you want to put forward to it?
We're going to roleplay it.
Okay, cool.
No,
On the side
Out-
note
out
for
of
that
char-
roll. Oh, sorry.
right. I was going to say, out of character, Will, I do not speak French.
Les Fantômes d'Après. It is
I know what
a
this
copy
means.
Phantom of the Opera.
I was right.
Oh, Francais, oh boy.
Faye grabs Walsh's sleeve and pulls on it and points. Are you tall enough to reach that?
Walsh reaches up for it at about the same time as he pulls his own book down, which is A System of Logic, Ratio, Synactive, and Inductive by John Stuart Mill.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
By the way, my role was to find, either on the shelves near the jewelry cabinet or in it. It was to find something unique and just maybe like an old crown or a necklace or something.
And actually, same thing with you. It doesn't look like he's really doesn't look like he's really got a lot in the form of jewelry. But over in a corner, you see an old rocking horse.
She will go over to it, carrying the train in hand.
There's a larger the descriptionatory tag on this one actually is larger than the ones that you've been seeing, and it reads to the effect of Hobby Horse C.1903, and then there's a small note there that it is believed that it was owned at one time by the Vanderbilt family.
Woo.
And there's a note in there that he has the documentation to prove that.
Goodness.
She will just since that kind of really caught her eye, she will just kind of grab that and just either pick it up or you just slightly see it dragging you across the floor.
Okay, careful. Oh, antique. Very valuable. Careful with that.
Price is marked. Price is marked at $61.50.
Whew.
Oh,
Is there relatively anything shiny in here that would
Not really. Not anything really, shiny. Mr. Bassett looks like he has more of a subdued collection. And Eric, getting back to you,
This
Eric. There
this
is
is
a tag.
Sorry, just one quick thing. I spent a willpower on this, and this was to appraise the sword on the wall through my craft skill.
Okay.
So
And I don't see the actual roll. 4.
Yeah, should be right on my
Okay.
screen. 8, 2, 7, 3, 10, and
Yeah, I see
and
it.
willpower.
All right. Yeah, my net's running a little slow. The price that he's asking for it is a little high from what you gather, but you're pretty sure you might be able to talk him down.
So it's authentic.
Yeah, it is indeed. It is authentic. The paperwork for it,
Sorry.
the wall beside of it, on the wall beside of it, actually, now that you've had a chance to really look, you see that there actually is a framed document. This blade has been appraised by a company out of Chicago, and then the company's appropriate certifications and whatnot are listed there, and they appraise this as somewhere between 1610 to 1650.
And that lines up with my own, or within plus or minus 20 or 10 or 20 years. I'm assuming with my own.
Yeah, about 5 or 10.
Yeah. What's the price tag on it?
He's asking $44.50.
He'll look over at him and go, 35.
I tell you what, give me 4 even, and she can come home with you.
37.50.
About 38.5.
38.50 deal. And he'll take out a card.
Yep.
Having not done anything in the jewelry cabinet, can I roll another perception alertness to find something specific? My thought is, because I'm looking for a wedding gift for Cynthia.
Ah, okay.
So I'm wondering if I can find something sort of like what I've got here in a different color. I'm thinking like a blue.
Okay.
Sort of like what I've...
Now you specifically see it before anyone else does, because apparently you're the one that's actually looking for it. His shop actually is bigger than it looked like it is. As you see, he has an entirely other room in the back of his shop. Back there, you see where he has most of his clothing articles.
Okay. So should I roll the perception?
No, don't worry about it. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I'll give it to you because this one just jumps right out at you. And David, this actually is this same location as where you find what you're looking for.
okay. All right.
Sit on one of the racks, and this is for you, Faye. On one of the racks, separate from the other articles, you see what looks to be a very nice, very, looks like it either maybe satin or chiffon. About, judging from what you know of Cynthia's build, it probably would be about maybe about midway the calf length on her. Looks more like a navy blue dress with the buttons on it. There's something about those buttons that are just drawing you in. There's a certain there's something about that filigree that is just perfect.
Now, bearing in mind that Faye was a very talented seamstress when she was alive, what can I tell about the dimensions of it? Do I think it would probably fit her?
If it didn't fit her, it wouldn't take much alteration for it to fit her. It wouldn't take enough. The alteration necessary, you don't think the alterations necessary would do much damage to value.
And it seems fairly good condition?
It looks like it's in perfect condition, actually.
All the seams are good, and okay.
Seams are good. The only thing that you see that looks a little suspicious, it looks like one of the buttons looks to have been replaced, but that's the only thing that really jumping out to you.
Okay. Is it a fairly convincing replacement?
Yeah, it looks like if it's not the exact same button, it's really close.
Okay. What's it say on the tag?
4,400 negotiable.
Okay. I'll take it off the rack on the hanger still, and very gently bring it out front. 35 for this?
All right. All right, let me get right back to you, Faye. Don't forget your offering, because I'll end up forgetting it. Don't forget, let me come over here to the lead. Back there with the articles of clothing, oddly enough, you find that he has a pretty extensive comic collection back there. And as you're kind of looking through here, you actually stumble over.
Go a different tack, but
you're actually pretty sure you'd have to actually examine it. Is that a Superman #1?
Oh. He skips right over. Okay, I'm gonna describe it this way. He skips right over Hechalot, Sefer Yetzirah, Bahir, and goes right for the Superman one. He goes, oh, it's in perfect condition. It's bagged and boarded, right?
It's bagged and boarded. Actually, it's more than bagged and boarded. It is bagged and boarded, and you do see that there's actually a plastic case over it, and it has been graded a 9.6.
Oh, so he will pick up the Kabbalistic books mentioned and put the Superman on top.
Yep.
And carry the whole lot to Mr. Bassett.
7 more dice, please.
Okay.
All right, so we will return back up to the front with Faye.
Oh, gee.
Okay. Can you remind me what the tag originally said?
4,400.
That's
okay. So Faye actually says 3,750 instead of 3,500.
Perception, I do get, yeah. Specialty and
All
perception.
right, give me
Oh,
just a second
crap.
on that one, Marie.
9, 7,
Um,
6, 7. Holy cow.
That'll do, ma'am. That'll do. 37 and a half will be fine.
Mm-hmm. And what does the book have a sticker on it or anything too? Because they had picked up the Phantom of the
Yep.
Opera too.
That one actually is not marked. As he
And
sees that one, he actually, you see that he actually, he holds up a finger as he steps back up there to that point of sale system, and you see he starts typing away on the keyboard.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. It almost looks as though he's actually looking maybe at the at a market price.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How about let's go 250 on that one.
All right. And Faye pulls out her debit card. Because Faye has not spent a damn thing all year, so.
Yep.
Shit's wrong.
Also, Guthrie, same thing. Your tome there also does not have any kind of a price on it.
Walsh walks up and says, "How much for this one?"
All right, see that. You actually hear this. His fingers go slowly typing on the keyboard. All right. Ah, damn it! I swear, this new technology aggravates the.
May I help?
I'm sorry,
Says
sir.
Walsh.
It's gonna be just a second, sir. Looks like it's froze up again.
Walsh takes a look over the.
David will raise an eyebrow and look at it himself.
As Walsh is about to. This is going to be
both peering at his computer.
Yep, the two tech boys.
Faye's not paying attention to the computer anymore.
Ashford does a little too.
By the way, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 successes. Too quickly, I get the computer back.
Let the youngin fix it.
All right. Immediately, as soon as you look around at his desk, at his monitor, immediately you know what the problem is. He's on eBay, and it looks like on a second tab, a bit of best you can read on the tab XXX colon or XXX semicolon NUB, and it cuts off.
Oh, for fuck's sake, says Walsh.
Faye hears Walsh's outburst and looks over and raises an eyebrow. Do I see the second tab since I'm still at the counter carefully folding that text?
Yes, you do.
At this point, David is just grinning.
Faye just makes an exasperated noise and puts her hand on her face like this. They never learn.
Walsh proceeds to hit a couple of keystrokes and clear the viruses out of the computer.
Thank you.
Yep.
You know what? I appreciate that, sir. As he kind of goes back into the eBay tab and he starts, researching the book. All right. Let's see here. I'm seeing, and you're standing right here looking at the monitor with him.
Yep.
All right. 750, 775. There's a 760, but it still hasn't sold yet. Tell you what, I've got 325 in it. And like I said, you see what we have here. I tell you what, let's Let's go 700 even on it. Does that sound good for you?
Walsh pulls out another wad of cash, hands it to him, and tucks the book in his trench coat.
Faye raises an eyebrow. You do not know how to barter, do you?
Walsh says it was never part of my training.
Okay, so Cynthia's last role was to look for something like more knick-knacky, like old vintage stuff. Maybe like a clock or something that's anything that remotely resembles cats.
She's looking for a paddywhack.
Yep.
But yeah, just any
You
knick-knack
see
remotely.
on the wall, actually over where that bookcase was, where Faith found the that copy of Phantom. Above the bookcase, you see what you think is a painting. It is the traditional dogs playing poker painting, but in the place of the dogs, the artist has chosen to use cats.
She will attempt to reach for that. So she kind of leaves the rocking chair, like not the rocking chair, but the rocking horse behind on the ground with the train kind of on the saddle of it, and just kind of goes up, reaching for it, and slightly climbs on the bookshelf.
You end up having to double take this because actually you're not sure if there was supposed to be another zero here or not. He has this marked for $100.
Oh my gosh. So she gets it.
You must take it, right? Meow.
Terrible!
So yeah, she takes
Almost
it
as terrible as the painting.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That pun gave me pause.
Oh.
Yeah. Well done, sir.
So she found
All
the
right,
original. So she found the original Caddywhack.
Yeah. All right, so Ian, we're going to cover your last roll, and then we'll move over to Josh so he can take a look at this at that writing desk.
Yeah. He's going to.
You actually do see something. You do see something. Does Eric? He should, but does he know any of the Romance languages? French, Italian, Latin.
No.
Okay. You see a book that has listed on the spine Codex Necronomica.
Yeah, he's going to grab that and he is going to do a quick flip through it to see its legitimacy. He is not reading it. He is not speaking anything out loud. He is just doing a appraisal for actual, legitimacy.
All right. Third printing.
Spending a willpower.
No roll necessary. No roll needed on this one. Third printing. All right. You see a series of copyright dates: 1540, 1610, 1770. And this, you see that this is marked as third printing.
And it's legitimate from my own.
It is legitimate.
Yeah, he's going to get that. He's going to take that. Is there a price tag on it or near it?
There's not. There's no price marked on it.
Yeah, he's going to take it over to the desk.
Same with Cynthia. She's heading that way too, kind of picking up a rocking horse on the way there and having trouble with it.
All right.
Eric will walk with her and help her with it.
Because keep in mind, she has a train set around her wing.
Yeah. All right. Ian, he offers you. His initial offer for that book is 600.
5.
Same thing. He seems to be looking through his computer. I really can't do, man. I really can't do 5, man. Um, can we go maybe? What about 575?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, he'll put the money out,
All right.
and he'll pay for the
You guys
goddamn
just paid.
cat. And he'll pay for the goddamn cat painting.
Word.
Yes, words. Funny, but words.
Cynthia's just kind of
You know,
looking
I
at
think he's paying. I think he's paying for that. Honestly, I think Eric is paying for that just so that he knows that he won't have to see it ever again.
Oh,
Why
Will,
is
don't
Eric
forget.
paying for
There's
the
a
cat painting?
Right? He'll just give the $100. It's just.
It's $100. Oh, Will, don't forget. There's a stack of books written in Aramaic with the Superman beside it on the desk.
All right.
and
The sight
Cynthia
of
will
the
just.
Superman causes
Sorry.
Mr. Bassett actually kind of, his eyes kind of narrow and look up at you as if he knows he's about to get into, a ridiculous bidding war. As he holds up his hands to Cersei, to be one moment. And
Of course, I
he,
can wait.
obviously, this old man is clearly overworked. As you see, he heads over to that writing desk where Ash, and he immediately begins to apologize profusely for not being there sooner.
Mhm. Mm. Absolutely no problem. Essentially, I understand when business is risk, you have to adapt to the situation. He kind of looks at the bead, and I have a feeling that one is probably going to try and put you through your paces. Something of a fencing match, I sad to say.
He hears you and just sort of side eyes you with a bit of a smirk. Anyway, he waves you on as a proceed.
By the way,
So
Cynthia's
you're
following
interested in
you
the
around.
so you're interested in the pigeonhole here.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. It's a beautiful piece of work. I wanted to ask, what was your cut of the proceeds with the hotel exactly? What is the arrangement?
Well, I usually don't really, with no offense, I usually don't really like to discuss business with strangers, but suffice it to say that they take a percentage of sales for in exchange for the rent paid on this building.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely fine. So I'm guessing something in the neighborhood of 15 to 20%. Rough estimation.
25.
Mm-hmm. Well, this place might be in new proprietorship in very short order. Would you be willing to up the ante on that to 35 if I could get, say, 10 grand knocked off the price of this little beauty?
That would make him owing you $1,500.
So, oh, it was
I
4,000.
think he got it. I think
It was
he
$4
got his
grand.
math back.
500.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
4,000. Okay, essentially,
Uh,
you just kind of see.
I would like to. I really would like to, sir, but you really have no idea how many people have have wanted to funnel money into the hotel and have claimed to be, going to be the new proprietor. And it's, again, no offense, but just, it's not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you.
Oh, absolutely fine. I've had much more highbrow people not trust me. It's perfectly fine. I kind of exude a kind of smarmy aura a little bit. It takes a while for people to get past that.
I
And
tell you what I can do though. I'll come down. I'll come down to four even.
that's absolutely fine. Um, and just to kind of give him a bit of fuel to stoke the fire, using that public flaw and his fame too, he's just gonna mention his name, Nathaniel Ashford, as being, and just kind of let the old guy do his research to kind of do his own digging.
All right. So I tell you what, sir. Let's go ahead and get this one handled. And matter of fact, let me take care of that right now. As you see, he kind of reaches into his coat pocket, and you see quickly writes out something on a sheet of on what looks like a note card. And you see he lays it on top of the desk, and you can see that the word "sold," SOLD, is written on the card.
So he'll poke over 4 grand merrily and happily, and just start kind of conjecturing and figuring out. And with his rather high levels of natural strength and rather prodigious levels of potence, he just kind of picks it up rather handily and easily. He looks like a pretty strapping fellow, a pretty robust fellow, so he's figuring, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It doesn't beggar belief.
By the
It
way, if the
doesn't
man
beggar belief, but it more Mr. Bassett looks more in shock that you would even try such a thing, more than the fact whether you can do it.
if Mr. Bassett turns around, he will probably see a Cynthia right behind him, holding out a choo-choo train, going, "I'm ready to, I'm ready to go." In fact, it will be immediately right after.
Walter,
Walking
there's a text
The,
for you on
I
Facebook.
saw it.
Yeah. Walking back over to the point of sale system, he taps on that Superman comic, and he looks up at you, David.
hmm
10-5 for the whole thing.
David's already done his research.
Uh-huh.
No, but Cynthia's following
And
the
there's-
store for like a puppy dog.
Yeah, David sat there. I know what David did. He sat there and went for the phone while Mr. Bassett was talking to Ashford.
And went,
So he's probably got the Comics Code Authority.
He pulls up-
You and
he
everything.
pulls up that one eBay record from
Yeah.
the past and goes, 5.
Brutal.
He's showing him 3 too, but he's saying 5.
Yeah. I do appreciate a man that knows what he's buying. How about 5.5?
Suppose I'll have to move some money around, but done.
He extends a hand.
And he'll shake it.
Yep.
And let's see. And he'll do a sealing prayer in Hebrew as he shakes the guy's hand,
Okay.
as a sealing the deal sort of thing.
Yep.
And for those, pointing at the full stack of Kabbalah books.
Oh, I was including them in the price. That's why I was going as high as I was.
Oh. Very well then. You, sir, have a deal.
After all this
And he'll-
business has concluded, Mr. Bassett actually looks as though he's, trying to kind of tell you to, go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have him. He has a Malkavian following him around the store. He has had that.
Oh, by the way, sorry.
Will David's been doing this for all of them. He'll mutter under his breath, "Ali Halay," and see if it catches his attention.
It doesn't.
Okay. But it almost sounds like a mutter, just enough of a mutter that nobody would pay attention unless they knew the name.
Yep.
But
Mhm.
yeah,
So after he kind of shoos you out of his shop, you see he cuts off the light and he begins to locks up, and you see he heads off to the elevator.
Cynthia never checked out.
I was assuming that you had, dear.
No. Why do you think she was following him around the store?
She
You
wants
checked
the
out, honey.
train.
You checked out. You checked
Yeah,
out. It's fine.
you got your train. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because the mental image of the appearance by Volcavian hovering around this dirty old man kind of character is hilarious. Just, and then the old guy just like, it's not my birthday, what the heck is this?
Because of all the time that it took, I had my ghoul come and collect my purchases and to take them home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way,
All right,
Walsh walks up to Nathaniel Ashford as he's holding the writing the pigeonhole,
Yep.
and says to him, "Hey, hey, Nathaniel, why is a raven like a writing desk?" And walks away.
They're both stark raving mad.
Walsh responds, "Or they obey the pigeonhole principle," nodding towards the desk.
All right, as you guys have made your purchases for the evening, David, kind of almost looks like he kind of switches gears there as he goes into that more of that analytical mind.
He sets his stack of books down, being very careful not to disturb the Superman.
Before we get into anything, with my ghoul at the shop, Eric's going to turn to everybody. Well, we're here for business, for a particular business. My ghoul here can drop your purchases off wherever you need them dropped off, or I can hold them at my location until we're finished and have it delivered to you afterwards.
By the way, she looks at Eric and kind of bows a bit for thanking him for buying the cat photo for him, and just kind of has her hand held out as if saying, "Can I have it?" Her one free hand.
He'll hand it over.
Okay.
David will call in one of his boys to deliver his
There
own.
goes the fireplace wood. I mean,
Oh, ouch.
They raise an eyebrow at Eric and turns to David. "I trust you more than I trust him. Can you have my stuff and Cynthia's stuff dropped off at the cat shelter for me, please?"
I was just calling one of the boys to take mine home, so I can do that. No problem.
Thank you.
Bow to him again.
All right, now by this time,
But yeah,
you
another
have
person
noticed that
walks in that's completely random and picks up all the stuff and takes it out.
All right, now by this time you noticed that the large, that very nice grandfather clock that you saw in the lobby has just struck 11:59 p.m. It's also at this point in time as you beginning to switch gears and get back into how do we solve this mode. You hear what you're pretty sure is the screeching of car tires outside, followed by a loud smack.
Eric will head out.
Faye runs out as well to see what's going on.
Cynthia follows soon behind Faye.
Walsh follows.
You're not quite sure that you're seeing what you think you see, but what you see sitting there is what looks like maybe about an 84 to an 85 Honda Accord has smacked into a light pole. Though, as you look at it, you don't see a driver, but you do see that there is a gentleman in the passenger seat and a small child in the back.
Walsh
Is
makes a
there a
beeline.
hole in the? Is there a hole in the windshield?
There is not.
Walsh makes a beeline for the back, and quickly taking a look around him, I'm going to roll perception alertness to make sure there's been no breach.
Faye holds up a hand. Don't move anybody until we know whether there's any spinal injuries.
Not planning to, says Walsh. I just want to make sure that we have access. By the way,
Just making sure.
Two successes to make sure there's nobody around but the group.
There is no one there. Though you do see standing about maybe 10, 15 feet off of the back from the light pole, you see a slender African American lady. Looks maybe about mid-30s, late 20s. She's tall. She's about 6 foot tall, and her hair has been cut short and very close to her head. She's wearing a long camel hair coat, a pair of gloves, black slacks, and you see she has on a white blouse. But it is not you. It doesn't feel like it's cold enough that she should be dressed this way.
Well, I'm going to use Auspex.
Hang on.
What
Eidetic
ever?
memory. Eidetic memory. Does Walsh recognize her as Taniqua?
No.
Very, very different description.
Okay, just checking.
Mm-hmm.
And with Auspex, it's going to be...
Okay, Will.
107.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I was already there.
It's going to be aura perception.
All right, roll.
What's the roll? I'll get it for you.
I believe it's perception empathy,
Yeah.
which is, hold on, it's supposed to be in perception and empathy. Yeah, I think I'm at a step.
Also,
there
Walt,
now.
if you could, can
I
you
am.
grab the Auspex chart so we can give her the appropriate colors?
Okay.
Yes.
7 dice, please.
Just a second.
Yeah, I got you. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
Color. Aura color. Come on. There it is. All right.
And she got 3 successes.
3 recognized color patterns. Okay. Blue.
And you saw her sheet, this particular lady's sheet, right?
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. First off, yeah, it's a weak intermittent aura. It's not a pale aura, which you immediately notice.
Human, essentially.
It's a weak intermittent aura. It's
Not human.
it's too unstable to be human.
So, ghost?
You're pretty sure.
Oh.
What you need to give emotions, Will, because I'm not sure what she might be feeling.
Look at her passions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's. Her entire aura is not streaked with black, it's almost completely black.
So Faye and Walsh will see Cynthia just kind of slowly backing up.
Walsh proceeds to start backing up accordingly as well. And
Faye also backs up and leans over to Cynthia. Did you? What's going on?
Do I have to roll to share it through the Malky network or no?
No, you can
No.
just do that automatically.
Actually, okay, let me say this. The parts that aren't, you see, let me see if there's that in here. There are some streaks of blue, and what's the other? I don't see that other passion for it, Will.
All right, well, just apply as best you can.
Let's see, that.
But you were asking me something, Ian. Go ahead.
I was activating Witness of Death.
Okay. Remind me what that one is.
1 second. Yeah. Sorry. It's Sepulchre Path 1.
It's almost it's almost a silver.
It allows the vampire to perceive ghosts as described for the rest of the scene. In the mortal world, seeing ghosts in the ladder of death requires shard sight. Failure has no effect. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this African American lady.
It's a silver or a gray.
Yeah.
Streaks also.
This African American lady, as well as the gentleman in the passenger seat of the car and the child in the back, are all spirit.
So Cynthia's just kind of, she's just backing up from everything.
Good call.
If you guys happen to look at Eric, his eyes just went really, really screwed up.
And Faye, I'm just going to share it over Malky Network so Faye would get all of it too.
The lady steps away from the light pole and she begins to kind of wonder. Doesn't look to have a real pattern of what she's doing, more of a randomness. As you see, she kind of her hands kind of come up to her eyes.
Question for you, Will. Is the car even actually there?
No.
That's what I figured.
That's what I thought.
No, like out of character when you said there's no driver, it's like, oh, I know what's going on here.
She begins to wonder, sort of, kind of more or less of you can just see the grief just pours out of her. And actually, as the longer that you look at this scene, the more overcome that you yourself begin to feel with this guilt and this grief. And if you had just slowed down, you wouldn't have turned too fast, and they would still be here.
As an ST caveat for the Malkies with Discord, I'm going to need a self-control roll because you guys are doubly affected by this. You guys are Ouija board, essentially.
I don't have Discord yet. I never got it.
I haven't purchased it yet, but do we still have to?
I'm just going to say for a fact.
Okay.
So I'm guessing Cynthia stopped in her tracks looking at this. Oh, jeez. Okay,
Oh, God.
self-control.
Oh God. This is not gonna go well.
Oh boy.
Roll me 4, please, and I'm spending a willpower.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Wow.
That's miraculous.
That's a brow wiper.
So,
Okay,
I need to buy up some more self-control.
and rolling your 4 with.
spending a willpower on this too.
Gotcha. And you botch it. Or no, you just fail. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Well, if I spent a willpower, wouldn't it still?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the willpower. Never mind. You made it.
Yeah,
Just
you're
nice.
fine then.
You're good.
Yeah, you should both be fine then. So as you've made that roll, this lady, she looks up and she locks eyes with you guys.
Oh God.
Where are they?
Cynthia's
Where are
just
they?
standing there, paused, just like completely still.
I have to find Marcus. Where are you, Marcus? Where are you, son?
She speaks. Well, Marcus who?
I have to
How
find
old
my
is
son.
he?
He's not here.
Hey, Will.
Well, he's 3. Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
The car, is the license plate still visible?
Yes, it is.
He's Eric's gonna run it.
All right.
Well, where did you last see him? I mean,
He was. She just literally points up at
at
the
You're cutting out, Will.
Chief back.
Yeah, I think we're losing Will.
Yeah, I just did not hear hardly any of that.
I heard she points up, I think he said.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was all that was was
Possibility.
audible. What?
Yeah.
Hello, you got me?
Yeah, you
There we
gotcha.
go. Yes.
We got.
That was
She
weird.
points
Chrome
up.
decided to. She points up at the car.
Cynthia's still frozen. She's not moving.
Eric's going
I'll
to.
keep
got
going.
There you have him. I
Who
know they have
has
him.
him?
You have to help me find him. I know they have him.
They who?
She points back over in the direction of where the circus is.
Actually, David doesn't see this, but he sees everybody else reacting, and he flips on his aura perception. He can see the auras now. Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Are they saying something? Can anybody translate?
She's pointing at the circus, and
Sorry.
she said, Faye turns to David. She keeps pointing back at the circus, and she says that they have her 3-year-old son.
Cynthia just kind of goes over to David and, well, does like.
Eric is
He's
actually.
whispering something completely unintelligible, and it's only at a whisper.
No, but Cynthia went over to David and it's like, you can make a braid if you want to. Go ahead.
He sees you come over and he stops suddenly. He just puts a finger on his shoulder.
1 second, we lost Will.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I actually was about to ask him about something. Walt, can you see Facebook?
Yes, I can see it. Oh, no.
What did you do now, Guthrie?
Nothing intentional yet. I'm just trying to determine if it's actually possible to do this.
Oh God.
Oh God, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to turn Walsh's Tesla arc into a proton pack.
Oh no.
Oh God, no.
Oh,
Actually, not to worry.
But-
I just received an override from Will.
You,
Will just told me. Will just told me that that's not necessary here. So,
no.
because
David looks at the text, looks at Walsh, looks at the text. He's got this completely unbelieving look on his face. He's looking back and forth, and he just shakes his head and puts his phone away.
No, not lucky. Botch it.
actually,
Oh,
actually,
boy.
the proton pack botching by doing reconfiguring is not as bad as the wormhole botch.
Mhm. Let's check with Will.
right.
Hopefully.
Will, I just reacted to the override, to the no. I just reacted as David. So
Your concept just got sent to Nopesville.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, at least I asked.
Mhm.
if Will has audio.
Yeah, I was going to say, we probably should actually check to see if Will's actually back.
Yeah, good question.
Yep.
On a side note, because of your comic book thing there, Walt, I actually, when I was about, what was I, 14, 13, 14? I actually went to a garage sale, and in a box in the back of the garage sale, there was a copy of Incredible Hulk 181.
Of Incredible Hulk, what?
181. For those of you who are not conversed in comic book history, Incredible Hulk 180 had a single picture at the end of the comic book in which a particularly heinously famous superhero of Marvel was first shown. Incredible Hulk 181 was the first full appearance of said hero. Can anybody take a stab in the dark without looking it up?
I'm sorry. What? You were robo really bad.
He's wondering if anybody can guess how much the first full appearance
no.
of Hulk was.
Who
Huh?
appeared
Oh,
in
who can
Incredible
guess?
Hulk 181? The full appearance
Oh.
of the character
Oh, who appeared?
without looking it up.
181.
Ah,
I think that was Ghost
All right,
Rider. I think.
Snicked.
All right, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Wolverine? Oh. Oh,
yes, Will, we got you.
And I bought it for 10 cents.
All right,
nice.
all right, moving along. All right.
And
So the last thing I was able to hear was that she pointed back at the circus.
Okay. Faye points back at the circus and tells David. She says that they've got her 3-year-old son.
And Sophia goes over to David and just fills him in on what happens. Like, you can invade my brain if you want to.
Hold on a second, guys.
and he'll just put a finger on her shoulder and get what she saw,
Hold on a
so
second.
that he's
All right.
filled in.
Hold on a
Ian.
second, guys.
All right,
Huh.
go ahead, Ian.
Madame, what year is it?
It's 1983, of course, right? I'm
Sorry, I didn't hear her response.
Hey.
1983?
Yes, that's what she said.
Oh, no, they may have her 30.
Hang on, guys.
30, 31-ish.
30 is her 33-year-old son.
Which is possible.
Dave just kind of goes, no, it's 2016.
15.
16.
That's 16.
Hold on, let's give Will a chance to get back.
All we are saying is give Will a chance.
Hey, Will, you need to roll your initiative against your aunt.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, please.
Well, it sounds like a fight.
Swear to God, bitch, moan, complain, bitch, moan, complain.
Hey, Will.
So that's her attack sequence.
Hey, Will, you need to roll your initiative. It sounds like a fight you're in over there. Roll your initiative.
That's fine. Okay, for the third time. Last I heard, was she's at the car, or she was pointing at the circus.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And told David, and then you told what year it was to her, and we figured out how old the son probably was.
yeah.
Did I get anything back from the license plate?
No, nothing active on it.
Any information on it at all?
Registered to a Sarah Warden from Westboro, New York.
Sarah?
New York is hot. It's trash for this circus.
Sandra, I'm sorry.
Sorry, what was the name again?
Sandra Warden.
Sandra Warden? He asks.
Mhm.
Yeah, how'd you know?
That can be explained at a later time. He puts away his cell phone.
Click.
What?
Well, no, we should try to explain this to her.
Takes out his notepad.
And Faye pulls out her smartphone and unlocks it and begins trying to explain smartphones to somebody who apparently died in 1983.
What was the name of the child?
Marcus.
He's going to take out his cell phone again and run the Marcus Warden name.
So, would it be a what would it be to try to explain the cell phones to?
It's a straight up conversation, so I'd imagine it would be
that's gonna be a combined hard as fuck and impossible roll.
Yeah,
Good luck.
so just role play.
They didn't have them.
I know they didn't have them, but Faye's gonna try anyway.
Or Cynthia's vocalization,
All right. Okay, Ian, the name Marcus. The only thing you really get only thing that comes back is a birth certificate out of Westboro with a Marcus Warden having been born in March of 1980.
Of 1980? Okay.
Yeah.
No death certificate on record, though?
No, but after doing some further research, no death certificate, but you do find a missing persons report on both he and a Rashad Warden.
All right, hang on.
And anybody who cares to listen to what Faye is trying to explain to the ghost woman will hear. And that's how we ended up living in an age of smartphones and dumb people.
and Eric will pipe in, where we have all the information of the world at our fingertips, yet get confused by stupid political posts and cat videos.
Yep. Oh, by the way,
hey, cat videos are fun.
Yeah, Poltergeist is probably freaking out now.
Oh, by the way, that last roll was an intelligence computers roll to buy every Nicholas Sparks novel off Amazon and send them to a Mrs. Johnson in North Carolina.
Wait,
Nice.
Nicholas. Do I even want to? I'm not
I'll tell
familiar.
you
Do I
later.
even want to know?
I'll explain later. I'll explain it later.
Is it a
She's
good thing
smart.
I'm not familiar?
Alex, I'll explain later.
It's-
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's probably a good thing I'm not familiar. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, all I'm
Well,
gonna say is
Nicholas Sparks wrote the Notebook.
okay. Wow.
So
Yeah, I'll explain later. But yeah, missing person report on a Marcus and Rashad Warden.
how old's Rashad?
41.
41. Matches the other person in the car.
Yep. Description matches.
All right, so we've got missing. He's going to send the email to. He's going to send a text to David with that information.
He just looks at it and nods. Confirm, he's piecing together what he's seeing here.
And Eric's going to point towards the mystery machine with the body units.
With the what?
Faye is playing cat videos for the ghost lady on her smartphone.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Yeah, she's if she's paying any attention to it, it's not obvious though because Sandra, she begins pacing back and forth. She keeps yelling Marcus's name, and you see at a point she begins to walk back in the direction of the circus, and it looks as though she's having trouble taking the next step. Almost as if she can't take that next step to go.
Okay, guys,
Faye
we got.
sighs and walks up to Sandra. You're not going to be able to go much farther than this.
They need to be released. We need to find this Marcus Warden. We found Rashad.
David walks up beside Faye and says, "Is she trying to go there herself?"
Yeah, she's trying to go there to find her kid herself.
Tell her we'll handle it. She is not to go anywhere near that place.
Mm-hmm. Faye puts a hand on Sandra's shoulder, or attempts to anyway, and says, "Look, we'll handle it, okay? You don't go anywhere near that place. We've got tools and friends to help us out. We'll get your son back."
Cynthia
Will you
nods.
please get him back? Please get him back. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do without him.
Is there nothing from the other spirit in the car?
Not a thing.
I
He's
promise
actually-
we'll get
I'm
him back.
Actually, go look at that. Look in through the window at it. Because that's
The spirit
unusual
is there.
for it to be there, but not.
Not active yet. The spirit is there, but it looks like it's confused.
I'll try to talk to it directly. Rashad.
He's in shock. You know enough medical expertise to know he's in shock.
Yeah, we gotta find Marcus. It's the only way to release these two.
Faye nods. Well, I guess we better get going then instead of dicking around here.
Like shopping. And he just chuckles.
Cynthia just kind of starts to leave without everyone, nodding to the ghost girl, and goes to the circus.
All right. So now that we're actually moving to the circus,
Just
Sorry, out of character, I got very distracted, so I thought I just kind of moved.
I know you did. I know you did. Hey, it happens.
yeah.
Eric's going to head towards the circus too.
Yeah. Just as an in-character point, David's courier has already showed up.
Oh, he got there while we were still in the hotel.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine.
All right. So the Gilded Lady is a few blocks away from the mall. So you guys can grab a taxi for the night if you'd like to, or you can make that short walk. Whichever one's up to
Push
you.
on! Push on!
Yep.
Cynthia just walks. It's not that far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Faye's probably gonna walk too.
Walsh is gonna walk.
Yeah, I've done harder stuff than this in my sleep. Fortitude as a discipline, I've probably done this like sneezing.
Speaking of sleep, immediately upon seeing the carnival, Faye,
Yes.
Walsh, I need a frenzy check.
Okay.
Self-control or courage?
Self-control.
Okay.
Is it just straight self-control or?
Base just straight self-control.
By the way, I'm.
Pardon?
Okay.
Straight self-control.
Pardon? Okay.
Willpower expenditure allowed.
Pardon?
What?
No willpower expenditure allowed on this one.
No
All right.
power.
I still didn't hear that.
No
willpower.
No willpower expenditure allowed.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's a fail.
Yeah.
Walsh failed too.
Yeah. So luckily you have your allies are there with you. Those of you who saw them, it's almost like something just hit them. When it's almost like as soon as their eyes met the tents of the carnival, they just flipped right the fuck out for some reason.
Quick question.
You're
I have the
roboting
iron will
really
merits.
bad and I can't.
Blame Google.
Blame Google.
I heard Will say, "I'm Google."
He said
Yes.
blame. But yeah, it was as soon as they looked at the carnival, they just flipped out. Just went nuts. Started frenzying.
Would Cynthia know what's going on via Malcolm Network, at least?
And wait for
No.
as he dropped.
They
Hang on,
have.
Oh wait, one of will drop. Never mind.
I'm working on something. Hang on. The Malky Network. Marie, the only thing you keep seeing tarot cards keep flashing.
Huh?
Tarot card.
Marie gets tarot cards.
And everyone who hears her, she speaks out loud, "Oh, that's lovely."
So essentially, Ashford is now focusing on restraining a frenzying brouhaha.
David
Hey, what
strides
about the
ahead
Malky?
of
The
both.
Malky?
Okay, wait. We've got two frenzying vampires. Oh, shit.
Yes, we've
And
got a
David is
Malky and a
running ahead of
brouhaha.
him, keeping his eyes down. David is running ahead. I'm gonna actually roll for this and make sure.
Regarding what you just sent me, Guthrie, it does, but this is a different kind of effect. And once you're able to come out of the frenzy, you will understand why.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah.
You
I'm
guys
going.
can make a self. You guys can make another self-control roll if you would like.
Okay.
Say
second
what
I
now?
can't hear you at all.
Wait, what did you say, Will?
They can make another self-control roll at this point if they would like to.
Oh.
I'm gonna play the game.
Oh,
I suck ass.
oh my!
I'm just going deeper and deeper and deeper into frenzy here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Hang on. Let me see.
Oh my goodness!
So, you guys might want to get your buddies under control.
Yeah.
Both,
I'm,
Both of them. No, listen.
both of them.
What kind of frenzy is it? Are they pissed off? Are they?
Both of them. I'm trying
Explain
to
it.
explain it. I'm trying to explain it, and Google won't cooperate.
Okay.
Apologies, Walt. God damn it, Google!
Well, that's something.
They want to get your buddies in check because they are going him on a cop car.
yeah. That's why I'm rolling strength and burning of blood for potence to try and restrain Walsh from going completely batshit right now.
Yeah, Eric will try to restrain Faye. It's Faye. The other person going crazy is Faye, right?
Yes, that's me.
Yep. With the potence
And
of it,
seeing that you're both going after them, he'll say, "Turn them here."
yeah. I just want to tell this for a fact. With the potent successes, that's 5 plus 3, that's 8 successes. He's literally manhandling the Bruja into position at this point.
And what do I have to be obfuscated?
Stealth.
Wait, nobody's paying attention to her, so.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention to you. There's too much crap going on.
I'm grabbing Faye from behind, so that's sort of dirty. So it's dirty fighting, sort of.
So yeah,
Right.
Cynthia's gonna go obfuscated and hide nearby.
So that'll be 6 successes for me if you're. And I'm assuming because the beast is taken over, I'm assuming Faye is fighting me.
Yep.
The beast.
So, what
He's
do I need?
under control. Just for record, Walsh is under control at the moment.
I'm
Walsh
not
under
understanding what you're saying, Will. I don't know.
Walsh is under control, Will said.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody.
You're coming down off the how your frenzy normally works is doing backwards for you. Normally for a frenzy you just snap out of it instantly. Yours is doing backwards. You're coming down off your anger is slowly bleeding away.
Somebody roll me 6, please, for Faye.
Well, Faye has to oppose me in the challenge.
I don't know what I'm supposed to roll, and I can't hear Will worth a damn.
Dex Brawl. And Celerity if you have it.
Okay. Rolling 6 for you, Mr. Walt.
Well, whenever we see what well, he'll still get her attention with this, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Yeah, I've got 6. Yeah, you kind of get manhandled.
So you've wrangled her into looking at me. Okay.
All right, that's 4
That's,
successes.
Oh yeah. Roll that self-control again.
Okay.
Same difficulty as the original.
7. 7.
You're fine.
Yeah, she's starting to
Okay.
come out of it.
He turns to you and goes, Allison,
Mhm.
calm down. Whenever she's still raging, he just looks at her. Allison, calm down. And the name catches your attention.
You are
I need
unfortunately,
to.
Nobody calls me that.
Mishi, Faye is unfortunately held tight and as a vice until it is definitive that you're out of your frenzy. He is not.
But yeah, when she
He's not letting a possibly tricky beast loose.
But
Yeah,
David
So
looks at her,
with you two coming down,
When
With
David
raises
coming
an
down out of
eyebrow,
your
and
ridge.
tells you to let her go.
when David says, "Allison, calm down," Faye snaps to and goes, "Nobody but Grandpappy calls me that."
The reason I used it.
okay. Now that two of you are coming down out of this ridge, it clicks what set you off. The tent that you were seeing at this circus is the same tent that was in your dreams. Both of you.
Both of you.
After a few more seconds after David says let her go, he then lets her go just as an extra safety cushion.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Walsh just rolled a conviction roll. He has not lost the dot of Entelechy, and he feels like shit that the face of fell to the beast and he wasn't able to stop her.
Yeah, literally.
Okay. All right.
And the fact that either the Ventru
I can do
is
something
somehow
with
on some sort of super steroids or whatever is probably not making you feel too good either.
I can.
Also,
Thank you, Guthrie. I can do something with that.
right
Okay.
behind Faye, there is a about 1 foot away and just unobfuscated Cynthia.
All right. As this little incident begins to work itself out, you hear a voice over what sounds like a loudspeaker. Come on, come on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We welcome you to the Lunar Carnival. Games, prizes, food, and shows, all for you tonight.
Ashford will lean over and whisper in Walsh's ear, "I'm going to let you go now. You're not going to destroy buildings, right?"
Walsh says not to worry. Now that I know what set me off, I'm a little bit back under control.
Got it. And he just kind of gently disentangles you from the anaconda vice he had you in. Just kind of, yeah, lets you loose.
All right, so those of you that were here last night, and Ian, I am counting that you were here because you did make the attempt to play.
I missed
So
that.
midway
You said Ian and
is
then.
Yeah, he's noting
He is
that you were
counting
here
that you were here last night because you tried.
the midway tonight is even more crowded than it was last night.
Oh boy.
By the way, for any of you who are near Cynthia, you would have heard right after the cat, and after unobfuscation, you would have heard this if you could listen. What have I told you about this? When Mom is invisible, you have to be quiet.
Cynthia, he's a cat.
But you can see the cat just nod along. I just see a slight head nod from the cat and a squeak.
Pardon?
All right, so as you guys are making the approach, same thing, police everywhere. if this city had a crime right now, everybody would get away because you're pretty sure every cop in the city is here.
Yeah.
Well,
Meanwhile,
yeah, of course. Did you see the prices in that antique shop?
basically, at this point, Ashford is just trying his damnedest to usher Walt away from the somewhat frenzy-wrecked cop car and just kind of moving him circumspect position away from the carnage.
Surely you mean Walsh.
Yeah, as in Walt.
It came out as
I
Walt.
heard Walt. It came out as Walt.
Oh, by the way, we found I found something to distract Walsh temporarily. Walsh has figured out 2 successes to an intelligence technology specialty engineering role, followed by a wits plus crafts role, 2 successes. Walsh has literally figured out how to turn the positive and negative nodes on his battery, hovered into his gloves, to give opposite magnetic poles and start levitating a piece of metal in between by using an electromagnetic field.
And which has
He found something
apparently attracted a cat.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they're cats. They're curious and easily amused.
Yes.
So he found something to get his mind off the fact that this is where he is.
Yep.
Eric is going to take out his cell phone and attempt to find pictures of the 1983 circus that was here, and try to angle it to angle the pictures to where to their approach to see what lines up and see if we can figure out a path that a child that young might have taken.
Now, Cynthia just kind of walks into the gates and just smells the air and goes, "Oh my God, it's just like home. I haven't been here in forever."
Yeah, those smells being, funnel cakes, hot dogs, hamburgers. There's that oddly
Animal crap.
sick smell. Yeah, animal shit.
Yep.
And then that oddly, sickeningly sweet smell of sugar.
Oh, don't get me wrong about the all the sweaty people smells too.
Yeah. All right, Ian, I need from you a wits plus computers.
Wits plus computers? Cool.
Huh.
That would be 3 successes at standard difficulty.
All right. You're able to line up something that you think looks relatively close because the Ferris wheel this year is in a different place than it was for the 83 circus, because the 83 circus apparently was a considerably smaller venture than this one is.
Is there anything that appears to be the exact same thing in the exact same position?
Using the actual the building that the mall itself is in, you can get a general idea of where things would have been at.
Okay. He's going to send a link to the pictures over to David.
Okay. All right.
As you guys are making your plans here, you hear a voice behind you. It's like a female voice. Look, now before you even say anything, we're going in there, we're going to see the circus, and we coming home. You ain't playing no games, and you ain't buying shit.
I didn't hear that.
I got most of it. I think he said female voice saying that we're going to go in there, we're going to watch the circus, you ain't going to play games, you ain't going to buy shit. Something along
And
those lines.
you hear what you're pretty sure is a child kind of Are you back talking to me, youngin? No, ma'am.
I still have Witness of Death up, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to roll Dex with no sleight of hand capability, so this is at an increased difficulty. One failure, but one success. Walsh very clumsily walks up to the kid, pulls a couple of $half out of his ear, and hands them to the kid, and says, "Here, go buy yourself some candy with your mom's permission."
His mom's, you see her eyes kind of roll to the back, kind of rolls her eyes, and she looks down at the kid. Make it quick.
Walsh then proceeds to turn to the mum while the kid runs off, pulls out a copy of the paper, flips to the section about "because I said so," hands it to her, and says, "You might want to try a slightly different approach when dealing with kids. They will listen. You just got to give them the appropriate nudge," and walks off.
And you, sir, as you're walking off, and you, sir, might want to try not sticking your nose in other people's fucking business.
Honestly, this is hilarious.
Will. Just as she starts talking, nothing comes out. Like I said, quietest.
Yep.
Rude.
Great, isn't it? She kind of shakes her head and she starts walking up towards the ticket booth.
She can't hear a thing. There's no sounds of the circus. There's no sounds of her own footfalls. There's nothing.
Yeah, that's probably some of the creepiest nonsense that has ever happened to this chick in her life.
You really are rude. Wow. Jeez, man.
All right, so where you guys want to go from here?
Not yet. Might be by the time she gets out of the sphere.
All right, so where you guys want to go from here?
I can fix that.
Walsh actually proceeds to go looking for a fortune-telling booth. Or someone who can answer a question.
Okay. So let me understand this. You are splitting the party. Am I hearing that right?
Okay.
Never split the party.
Okay. I won't split the party.
Hold on, you were saying to split the party, and I could have sworn I saw Will smiling. So, two bad signs.
I was gonna say before that happened, she was gonna run off and just try and buy herself a funnel cake and stall
I
it.
can't understand a word you're saying.
Melky's trying to run off and buy herself a funnel cake.
Splitting the party.
With one hand, Faye grabs Cynthia by the back of the shirt, and with the other she grabs Walsh. You two want to let the rest of the kids in the class know where you're going before you fucking run off?
Funnel cake!
Later!
And David walks up and goes, "Can the adults decide where we're going as a group?"
You can funnel cake later, Cynthia.
Can I go on
Can
rides?
she even eat that?
At least she's not
I'll
going for
find
the
a
beaver
way.
tail.
Dum-dum.
Ashford honestly rolls his eyes. We've got hostages in a carnival ground, and you guys want to get snack food, and God knows what you want, Mr. Banner. Oh, pardon me, Mr. Walsh.
Walsh literally takes out the metamaterial suit, puts it on, and as it manifests, rather than turning into a metamaterial which makes him invisible, makes him into a giant green hulking creature. Then he hits the button and it goes back to normal again.
He just did that in a incredibly easy circus.
Faith swaps.
And
Faith
You
swaps.
did that in a populated area
Firstly, it's technology, so it's not
of
breaching the
normals.
masquerade.
No.
It's not breaching the
Faith-
masquerade because it's tech.
To the masquerade. But anyway, Faith smacks Walsh in the shoulder with her cigarette case. You
at which
idiot!
point, you see that another child has walked by, and you see he literally points at Walsh, and just kind of his head turns to see Walsh, but the rest of the body kind of keeps walking.
Kid's gonna go running into a tent pole.
And it's gonna be all Washington.
Okay, can somebody roll me aura perception? I want to know exactly what I see here.
Sure. But man, you're gonna be inundated with information.
Yeah, you are.
Rolling. And you got 2 tens, so 9, 2 tens, and a 7.
Keep in
Right.
mind, she has a specialty in perception too.
So that's 6.
That's
Successes.
pretty much everything.
Yeah, you know that feel when you're looking at a strobe light and someone flips it on real quick and then off? That's what had happened to you.
You literally got all of the colors and all of the patterns in a crowd.
I thought
Yeah,
I thought Will was going to say, you know, those videos where I pop up information on each person.
Pop up
But
video.
you're through that little blast of color. Mostly what you've got is joy, but you're seeing some despair. And actually from Walsh, you're seeing intent.
What was that last bit?
Intent from you.
Am I seeing anything other than human, and can I pinpoint it?
Yes, you're seeing a lot other than human. And it's in various different places.
Just so you know, Will, just a reminder, I never dropped the Witness of Death.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
No, Miss Cindy, I'm afraid you're caught up with me and Mr. David. There's a large other contingent among the participants of this humble fairground.
Still an issue of keeping your specialness hidden. He looks at Walsh.
Walsh literally says, "I'm planning on patenting this as soon as we get back. So soon enough, it will not be a issue."
But it's still an issue right now, so don't do it again.
It's the circus. I thought they'd just assume it was a magic act.
One hell of a magic act. You turned green, man.
That's not a magic act. At present,
Technically-
that sort of shit takes heavy-duty CGI, and you know it. I mean, without your
That
tech.
same kid that turned his head to look at Walsh, Faye, you can see from your
Mhm.
peripheral, he's coming
Mhm.
back. And he has friends.
Can I mute one of you, Will?
Yeah.
Which one should I mute?
Mute and not, mute this one, the one that's waving.
The one with camera, yeah.
Mute the one with cam.
Okay. Alright, muted. Thank you.
Okay, so does
All right.
Cynthia also
Must have been
see it
echoing.
through the aura perception?
Face size. Look at this. Walsh has a little fan club. Can we continue now? Where do we want to go? Before the spawnings catch up to us.
There's a disappeared gentleman by the name of Alexander, and there's a couple of stable rakers called the Parkers that are very inordinately fascinating, but the thing you're about to see when you meet them would be utterly mind-blowing, so I would like if you steel yourselves.
All right. For the record, they have met the Parkers.
They have?
Yeah, they have.
They
Yes,
would have met them.
that's how they met up at. That's how they ended up at the hotel. Because David took them to the Parkers before he said to meet at the hotel later.
Okay. All right.
Cynthia just kind of points to the gray and white tent and's like, well, we could maybe start there. That looks interesting.
All right. It's as good a place as any, I suppose.
All right.
That's
Say again
nice.
where you wanted to start. I didn't hear.
The gray and white tent. You're welcome,
Gray
Walt.
and white.
Oh.
Gray and white. Yeah.
I just. Am I seeing anything through my sight?
Not immediately around you, but you can see what you think is like a residue in the area.
Is it leading in a particular direction? Let me guess.
Toward
to the gray.
the gray tent.
I'm completely and utterly shocked.
Oh,
I know. Imagine that, right?
He's
Let's
going
see.
to send David a text message. There's undead residue heading towards that tent. Stay on your toes.
No, I just kind of took a guess because I'm decently sure there'd be a lot of supernatural stuff over there. So that's probably where her senses would tell her to go. Like, hey, there's stuff over there. Let's go check that out.
You took a guess, dear. All right.
Yes. There's and for those that didn't hear, the circus itself, there's 3 tents, blue and white striped. Another is gray and white striped. One is striped red and gold. The red and gold one looks to be the actual big top.
Let's see.
Big top.
So headed to gray and white then.
That's where she wants to go. So.
Ashford, all the
David just kind of shrugs. Go to place Denny, I guess.
he just kind of takes off his shoes in case he should happen to step in any kind of ectoplasmic goo again.
Okay.
Eric,
Will kind of co-op this one.
Eric is humming the Ghostbusters theme song as they walk.
Cynthia hears and starts singing along.
Oh, God.
Walsh, hang on. One more little thing.
Oh no.
No, nothing major. 1, 2, 3. Walsh fires off a little Tesla arc, not large enough for anyone to see, but you just hear a zap, and he says, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts."
Okay.
Oh no.
How far away are those
Okay.
kids?
They're not close enough to be
now
affected.
following him like a convoy. He's shooting lightning now.
By the way,
They're
I'm
not
gonna,
close enough to be affected.
activate Auspex 1 for my site right now, and then after our turn, like once we get to the scent, I'm gonna activate Auspex 1 again for hearing.
Eric is going to fall back to where David is, and he's going to put his hand on David's shoulder to help guide him. As a cover for his eyes currently, and B, because he's kind of a little hard to be able to see right now, and they're moving into concentrated area. So, congratulations, my seeing eye David.
Yeah.
Oh.
Congratulations,
'Cause
David.
You're doing Witness of Death, so your vision's a little messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're my seeing eye for Ratu.
All right. Note to you, Will, on Facebook. Hang on, let me word this right.
But yeah, so by the time we get to the tent, Cynthia's gonna have activated for Auspex 1 of sight and hearing. Just as a note.
All right. It hasn't come through yet.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
As you make the approach, I'm gonna have Walt tell you what you see.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We're screwed.
You walk up to this tent. It's easily 20 feet tall, if not more. Looks like it could hold 15 people, maybe. But you get up to this flap where the flap is open, being held open with a stake, and you hear from inside, "Come in, children."
You said the flap's being held open with a stake?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
with a metal stake. Yeah, it's just being propped open is all.
Tin peg. Big tin peg.
Okay,
Yeah, tent peg.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to clarify, because if it was wooden, Faye was going to grab it and stick it in the waistband of her pants just in case.
Okay.
He's gonna be like,
So-
we might need that later.
So Faye was looking to
It's
have
a
a
tent.
little wood.
It's a metal tent peg. It won't be useful, except for maybe a weapon.
So Faye was looking for a little wood, eh?
Pardon? I missed that, Ian. No, seriously, I missed that.
He
I said, so Faye is looking for a little wood, eh?
Mm.
Anywho. But David stops when he hears the voices, and he looks at each other. He looks at the rest like,
What do I see?
Just
anything?
shrugs. Huh?
Do I see
It's
anything
a bit-
inside the tent?
It's a bit dark. It's a bit dark. It's darker inside because it's shadowed. So you can't really see much.
I meant spirit-wise.
Oh,
And would I still have aura perception up or no?
Well, did you turn it off?
No.
No, she never turned it off, so it's still on.
okay. All right. Actually, okay.
So she has aura perception and
Okay, Will, for his witness of death, I'm going to let you give that call.
Actually,
Whether
the
that-
tent itself, there's something odd about the tent itself. It almost looks like the fabric of the tent is made of spirit energy.
Yeah, he's going to tell David that in a whisper.
Okay, and our perception, you get swirls of light blue, pink, a little bit of violet, just a touch, vermilion definitely, some yellow, some white. I'm not even going to make you roll because we're going on what you got before. Some gold definitely. Just kind of lazily swirling all those colors.
so is she being bombarded again or no?
No,
No,
this is
it's-
actually rather calming.
Kind of like a lazy hypnotic swirling pattern of all those different colors.
You're mostly getting the effects of the light blue
Just out loud, so
and the vermilion.
out loud, so just gonna say, "Oh, it's so pretty."
That's pretty.
David will glance over.
And
Well, I suppose we.
through the Malkin network, you would hear so many auras.
Faye just nods.
Yeah, I'm turning
Um,
off witness of
We
death
at
at the
all
moment.
be alarmed by that? It's a building.
But you hear the same soothing voice again. Well,
Is
Walsh
it a
just
voice
stands
I
ready for the rest.
no, you don't recognize the voice. Actually, wait. No, you don't recognize the voice.
Do I recognize the voice?
No,
Yeah,
nobody
you shouldn't.
does. Nobody in this hangout knows the voice.
Self-control rolls good because this stuff is vaguely creepy, but I was just making that roll in advance.
I know the voice. It's a very good TV show.
So Cynthia's gonna stop staring at all the pretty colors swirling around and enter the tent.
Okay.
Walsh follows
When
after
you
her.
s- All right. I'm assuming everybody else does. You can
Yep.
say yay or nay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose, but I'll be last in.
Reluctantly. Okay. All right. So when everybody gets in, you see a round table in the center with a deck of cards sitting on it, and sitting on the opposite side of the table is a figure in a white hooded cloak with silver trim with a white featureless mask on.
Oh, God.
Those from the forums recognize the mask instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Faye points. I have one of those, and she pulls it out of the bag that's pulls it out of the bag on her side. The cat is also perked up and like.
The robe lifts up, and a very slender hand turns over and says, "Ah, hello, Dr. Palmer. Come. Please
Yes.
sit."
Cynthia's, you hear Chess kind of meow again, and he kind of comes out from wherever he was hiding, which would be in, ironically, where the only place you could put a cat was in her boobs. So he grabs the string, and there's the mask too.
Oh, she shows her mask off too? Okay. Yes, good. Please, ladies, gentlemen, sit. And you can see now that your vision's adjusted a little bit to the slightly darker light in this level of light in this. That there are actually pillows all around this table.
Yeah. Witness of death is back on, and I'm looking at the guy.
This voice sounds female, so.
Sorry, at the female then. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Faye
Nope.
finds a.
Not on her, really. No. I don't
I'll
know
look
about the
around
rest
the
of it. That'll be up to Will, but.
Then I'll look around.
Yeah, the only thing,
inside.
same thing. You're still getting that weird thing about the cloth that the tent's made out of.
So Faye finds a violet-colored sort of velvety pillow and sits down, and the cat cross-legged, and the cat gets up in her lap and curls up, keeping an eye on the fortune teller person.
Gonna roll
But yeah,
perception.
there's all sorts of rich colors and fabrics of pillows around this table. So yeah, just pick a color and it's there.
I'm just gonna roll perception alertness on this person because I can't pick up any distinguishing features behind the mask, but just kind of watching body language, that kind of thing.
Cynthia just kind of picks up a cerulean one sound, and the cat jumps up on her head, also watching the fortune teller too.
Okay.
Will sits down on the pillow.
2 successes, one of them a 10.
She's got it. It's just very calm, relaxing motions. Doesn't really seem anything. What exactly are you looking for?
Anything particularly off? Does it seem kind of like feline, like say Eric when he's like walking, or a Toreador with celerity? Is it just too smooth to be human? Is it
No. It is very graceful, but it is within the bounds of sanity. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So essentially, you can kind of slowly, gradually tell that Ashford's hackles are up, but it's not like in an obviously aggressive way. He's just like got one eye open and just keeping close watch of this person.
Apparently feeling your eyes on her, the mask turns to you. Please, Mr. Ashford, be at peace. I'm not here to hurt any of you. In fact, I may be able to help you.
Yeah, Eric will lower into one when he finds it with his foot.
He'll do what now?
He'll lower onto a cushion once he finds one with his foot that's not occupied.
Okay. All right. Now, she looks around. I see some of you have already met some of my associates. Good. We are all friends. We are what this place used to be. I can't say much more because no telling when they're listening.
So
But I can answer. But she puts a hand on her cards. These can answer questions if you'd like.
And Eyebrow just kind of
she's okay. I'm gonna do this. She specifically looks at Miss Palmer and Mr. Walsh and says, "Without the consequences."
So I'm gonna turn off aura perception and then activate Spirit's Touch to see if I can get anything on the cards when they come to me.
Oh Lord.
Oh, you want to open that Pandora's box, do you? Okay.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Of course I do. I have the power. I knew what it's for. So yeah, this is a perfect opportunity.
The
I have the power.
cards aren't kicking off on my witness of death, are they?
Card. Will? I'm not
Yeah,
sure
probably not.
because
Yeah, they
I didn't think so. Yeah, there's nothing really deathy about them.
I know.
Yeah, the closest thing to being deathy about the deck of cards is the death card.
Yep. I'm still continuing to
That's
look
the
around.
only one that might have a little bit of a glimmer, but nah.
I'm still looking around the tent trying to figure out where that trail went.
Yeah, I'm kind of knowing that touching a tarot deck is very bad when you have spiritual power. But yeah, let's activate it. What are my dice rolls?
Your dice pool is your perception empathy for Spirit's Touch.
Yeah. But she's got her hand on it, so unless you want to reach over and go, pink!
I said when it actually, wait until it gets to me, but I'm going to activate it before so I can.
Oh.
Okay, how much do I need to
Oh,
roll?
you're gonna roll it to see what the effect is whenever you get a chance.
Yep.
Okay.
Perception empathy, that would be 7 dice.
Yeah, she's go ahead and having it go ahead and roll it now. So
Yeah,
it happens
so that
when it
So we know how to prepare it, yeah.
Somewhat mercifully, thankfully, you got a lot of botches on that one. You got absolutely almost like they're being shielded from you.
Yeah. So whenever you get a chance to touch them, it just poof, nothing. Distinctly nothing.
Could I reroll again?
It's like
you want to reroll at a higher difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Walt? I'm down with it, but I'm telling her it's gonna shatter her brain worse than it's already shattered.
I was shooting him too.
Let's touch the tarot deck. I want to do this.
we'll get to that.
Ultimately, it'll be you, Walt.
So, she's still got her hand on them. She says, now, you all have questions, I'm sure. Who would like to ask first? And before you ask, I would ask that you touch the cards so they get a feel for your situation.
All right.
She waves her hand to all of you like, who wants, as if saying, who wants to go first?
Walsh will pick the cards up, and he will think the following question. Can an omnipotent being create a rock so heavy that he cannot lift it?
When you pick up the cards, The eyes turn to and you think the eyes turn to you and you just hear, really?
Walsh thinks back. Well, I would have thought of the what is the square root of the velocity of an unladen swallow, but that other one seemed more like like a more reasonable, unanswerable question.
Well,
And then you get back from that African or European?
I was just about
Walsh
to say
says
that.
yes.
What is your name? And then she quit. She said, okay, never mind. You get the sense of, never mind, quit it.
She's apparently a Monty Python fan.
Well, she travels with the circus. She's got a lot of downtime.
I got $5 for the first person to ask if it really was a flesh wound.
Oh, no.
All right.
Anyway,
But Walsh
you
just
pick up the cards and you hear in your head, do you have a true question?
Walsh says, as part of me is not about to get another pain in the neck, sure. Just general situation, I guess.
As I said before, my dear boy, no consequences. Except ones you create yourself.
Walsh then proceeds to ask what is my true destiny? To the cards.
At this point, she actually speaks again. Ah, you have a real question then. Please, let me see them again.
Walsh hands them back.
She sets them right in front of her and deals out 3. And I'll tell you what they are if you'll give me a proper reading on them.
All right.
Okay? Because you know better than I do.
I'm gonna actually cancel the roll on that.
Yeah, good move. Wise move. Smart monkey.
She just kind of turned it off. I'm still gonna do it, just later.
Oh, you're not gonna do the
Oh, no.
Did you find out what it did? What it would have done?
No, I already knew, but I still want to do it, just later.
Oh, okay.
I have a plot.
Actually cleared
Trust me.
shuffle.
I'm still gonna be a stupid Malky and do it.
Oh gosh.
Just later.
Just later.
All right. So just tell me what
Okay.
she ends up drawing, so I can get my actual deck and draw the correct ones.
Okay. Actually, do you want to do it? Make this genuine?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, wow.
Go for it.
Shuffle up
You
there.
take over for a second.
All right. Give me a second to shuffle up.
Sure. Which she does. That's what she's doing also.
Well, you're one of my new favorite people because of that. Just like, yes.
The fact that I know how to read.
You didn't know that already?
No, the fact that you actually have a deck and actively practice, I'm very happy about this.
Laid on the table before you are the 7 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, reversed, and the Queen of Swords, reversed. And what was the question again, Guthrie?
What is my true destiny?
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
The 7 of Pentacles is typically representative of a good word for it, a stewardship of a particular a project or an idea. The Ten of Swords typically represents betrayal. In this spread, it presents upside down, which can mean either there is a betrayal on the horizon that you know is coming, or there is a betrayal from within that you won't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen of Swords typically kind of reinforces the Seven of Pentacles. In this spread, she's reversed. So what I'm seeing here for that question, let's see. You as the steward of some type of project or idea will have a betrayal on the horizon, and that betrayer will be looking to take that idea from you.
Okay.
Thanks, Will. You just gave me inspiration for a plot later.
I actually have
Or-
a feeling that's already something that was already going on.
Or did he word it in such a way that he had something planned for? You'll never know.
No,
Any
but
others?
Cynthia would raise her hand very quickly, and the cat would just be pawing her hand.
All right, you actually play her walk, and I'll do the spreads.
Okay. She looks at Cynthia. Miss Pennington, you have a question for the cards, and for my lady. She reshuffles the cards, puts them back, puts them back where they were, like in square. She picks them up with both hands and sets them on top of yours. And boom! You don't even get a chance to think of your question. Unless, I mean, are you still doing the spirit touch?
No, I canceled that.
Never mind then. Sorry.
I am
Okay.
going to do a later plot, so let her come back to me in a while after everyone's done.
Mhm.
I have two in mind, but one to be after everyone's done.
You want to be later? Okay, when everybody else is done.
No.
Huh?
I have two questions. One now, one whenever.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. She
So her
starts
first-
to hand them to you, and she thinks, we'll get to your second one later. And she puts them in your hands.
Okay. So the first question is, and it's a God honest answer. Like God honest question. Sorry, words.
Hmm?
Like it's a true question, and she honestly looked the fortune teller dead in the eye and went, "Who am I really, and what do I have to do with the Penningtons and the Pentex? Please."
Oh, great.
She seemed, even with the mask on, she's completely unfazed by the question. Huh. Interesting. And she looks like she's wanting to take them back.
Well, still question. I think I do. Really just want-
You give her the cards back?
She kind of scoots him back and gives
Okay.
a slight smile.
She takes them and starts shuffling them again. Will, you're on.
The Knight of Pentacles is representative of stewardship. The Lovers are representative of a relationship. In this spread, it presents reversed. The Six of Swords is representative of a journey. What I see here, there is something that you must protect from someone that you are in a complicated relationship with. To protect whatever that is, it will require you to make a long journey to do so. That journey may be mental or physical.
She gives a nod and says, I understand. By the way, out of character, Walt.
Yeah.
If you want to use my bots from when I actually open up just open it back up, you can. I'm not going to re-roll for it. Just use it.
I'll use it appropriately. How about that?
Okay. I knew you were going to have some fun with that, so yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to take a stab at it?
So Faye's kind of looking like she's undecided about something. Starting to fidget a little. But she hasn't yet made a move for the cards.
Without a word, the lady doesn't say anything, just looks at Faye and stays there for not an uncomfortable amount of time, but to see if she's going to decide to speak up.
Over the network, you kind of hear Cynthia say, Faye, it's okay.
I don't know what I should ask.
Well, do the first thing that comes to your mind. That's actually how I work on a daily basis.
Usually, hunches are what you're truly seeking. Care to ask? You don't have to ask out loud.
Faye nods like she's decided and holds out her hands.
Wait.
Right.
Cynthia just kind of thinks in the Malkin Network, can she hear us?
I'd assume so, since she said we don't have to ask out loud.
You get no response from the lady. None. Not even an acknowledgement.
You kind of hear
But
the
she just picks up the deck and moves them toward you. That's the only reaction you get.
You hear in the Malkin Network, yay, awkward silence.
Faye suppresses a laugh and then picks up the deck of cards. Question that she thinks is were my parents onto something when they named me Faye because they thought that I was a gift from other worlds?
You just see a nod, and she reaches for the cards.
And Faye hands the cards back.
Okay. Shuffle and deal. Go ahead, Will. See what we got. I'm just interested because I don't know what's coming up.
Damn it, Nick.
Yeah.
Look, whoever up there is trying to give me a spread, I appreciate it, but now's not the time.
Not right now. Stop it. Oh, that is good. All right, well, what we got?
Interesting.
Oh,
Everything presented upright.
okay.
Ooh, this doesn't look good for you.
Ew, very Grimm's fairy tale. Nice.
The Queen of
Just go for
Chalices.
it.
The Queen of Chalices is representative of deep thought. It presents on the left, meaning that this is how you have attempted to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
The Seven of Wands is representative of conflict. It presents in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and it represents your current situation with the question. And the Eight of Swords, actually it's weird that it comes up in this one. The Eight of Swords is representative of ignorance. It presents in the final position
Mm-hmm.
and represents the future of the question. So, in short, if they did know, they weren't happy about it.
As for gestures to Eric first, I'll go last.
Walsh says, I'd like to take a second stab at it, just like O.J. Simpson's second marriage.
Faye just gives you a look.
Yeah, it's reciprocated by the towering English gentleman.
Because having seen that spread, and I'm assuming that Faye knows her way around a tarot deck, I'm assuming that the fortune teller didn't even have to tell her what the cards mean. Faye's just like,
Yeah.
really?
You see the cards, and it's just bing, bing, bing. Ah.
Fuck me sideways with a chainsaw.
Eric will wave off.
All right. So, Ashford will reach out next.
Okay. She'll take the card. She'll shuffle the cards back together and slide them towards you.
And his entire question is silently asked in his head, but since you guys are STs, I'll let you guys know what he's thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I know what I am, and I know the burden of royalty. I know what it is to be born into position, to strive for that position. The question I ask now is, am I enough to face this struggle? I feel so old sometimes, and they're all so young and so foolish, and I can't guard them all. I want to know if I am enough to stop this.
As you complete the thought, you get a noble question. Let me see what they say and what my lady says. And she takes the cards back. And is Will actually? Yeah, Will's still in here, but a part of him that's still in here is
Yeah.
muted.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was me that kept dropping in and out or not. The Five of Wands presents reversed. Five of Wands could be representative of uprisings that you have been managing uprising.
Empress presents upright. The Empress being representative of command.
Hmm. And he just seems to go a little bit rigid at that. And he just kind of waits on the last card.
Well,
Thank you for nothing, you useless Google.
Your third card
Do we have audio?
is Google. Presented upside down and backwards.
Third card is screw you guys, I'm going home.
With head up ass.
You were saying, Will.
What was the third card, Will?
Well, it has been 3 hours, so.
Huh?
It's been 3 hours and Google's been live, so.
Oh, wait. Oh, his network just went. Ah, he just sent me a text with that. Or he sent me a Facebook message. His network just went, eh.
Okay.
I don't know what the third card was.
I don't know. This
So does
sounds like
that
a
mean we should
perfect
end the scene
time.
while we wait?
This sounds like the perfect place to end the scene with Josh on a cliffhanger.
Damn. That's beyond cliffhanger. That's like.
Oh, I think he's back.
Yeah, let's try this again.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we hear you. Proceed.
The Five of Wands is representative of uprising. It represents reverse, meaning that an uprising has occurred and you have been able to put it down. The Empress is representative of command, meaning that you hold such a command in some way. The final card is the Fool. Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The answer to your question is yes, but tread carefully. One wrong move will bring down the whole wall, or bring down the whole house.
Absolutely no pressure there. Such is life.
Wow. Honestly, my dear, we don't get that sort of question here that often.
Actually, you know what? Oracle.
Nobody else heard it. Just.
I said, Eric will go.
Oh, he wants to turn now?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So she'll square up the cards again, slide them over to Eric.
You'll say this one out loud. There's a
Okay.
storm coming. Are we going to meet it with success? Or are we going to fail?
Huh. Intriguing. You've seen it on the horizon as well. I'm assuming you're holding the cards back for her.
Mm-hmm.
She'll put the hand on it and palm it this time. She'll very gently wrap her fingers around it, pick it up, put it in front of her, shuffle, and deal out 3 cards.
The Ten of Pentacles is representative of progress. The Five of Pentacles is representative of hardship. It presents reversed in the spread, meaning that a hardship has already been overcome. The Nine of Pentacles is representative of pride in one's work. It presents reversed here, meaning that you're not satisfied with the work you've already done. You will be successful, but you will lose much in the process.
He'll just nod.
Intriguing questions, all. She'll uh, she'll square up the cards and look back over it. Cynthia, Miss Pennington, you had another question.
She just kind of holds up a finger. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you kind of know what that is.
Not exactly. You might change your mind and ask a different question. She'll actually take like hands on either side of the cards this time to keep them square and just sets them in your hands if you've got them open.
By the
Or
way,
she'll set them in front of you.
yeah, I'm reactivating Spirit's Touch, by the way.
With the old row? Okay.
So, because she does want to, okay, out of character, doing this, right? Going last, get everyone. There's a reason.
Hun, I can't understand a word you're saying.
Hold the mic up to your mouth.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Her mic hates her.
Yeah, it does. Plus I have
There we
background
go.
noise, too. Okay, so the reason why I went last out of character is to get everyone's, they touched it. So, yeah. And out of character, I actually don't have a question, so yeah, go ahead and do what you want.
Oh. You didn't actually have a... Oh.
I know what she's doing. I know exactly what she's doing.
She's not getting what she wants, though.
All right, spread as follows.
So it's just a general thing of, so she just asks a random question inside her brain of just, I'm sorry,
What?
You pick, I don't have one currently. Oh god.
Okay, actually, in this case, you don't hear the lady's voice. You hear a different voice, still just as gentle.
Oh no.
Ah, really? You would allow me to ask and answer a question for you.
Oh no.
And it's still female.
Does she know this voice?
And you're the only one. No, you haven't heard it.
Okay.
It's not who you think it is.
I was wondering when you were gonna intro in there.
It's not her. It's not her. You're okay.
So I should still be terrified. Okay, no taken. And you see a very slight nod from Cynthia and kind of a very slight hiss from Pat.
Like, aw, poor thing doesn't understand. My name, my dear, is Kara. The one you see before me is an instrument of mine. Before you, scratch that. I said it wrong. The one you see before you is an instrument of mine.
She, again, you see a slight nod. Is she hearing this in her head, by the way?
Yes. Yeah, nobody else hears it.
Okay.
I just sorry for interrupting. I got a curious question.
Okay.
I know that I can't hear the voice, but with the introduction of this new being, I'll call it for the moment, from the site of death of the site of the my site, is anything changed in the?
It's a different. Will, it's a different breed, so he wouldn't pick it up, right?
He would pick something up, but not be able to tell exactly what it is.
Okay. You might see a bit of a glimmer of gold and white hovering kind of close, but not really, like right beside Cynthia, but you wouldn't really get anything solid out of it.
Is David near Eric?
I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
He gets an elbow in the side, and the elbow's attached to a finger pointing directly at the glimmer.
Oh. Looks over at you. Looks where you're pointing. And you see a distinct eyebrow raise after a few seconds.
Wait, so due to fact she's a medium, do you maybe see it too, or?
You see. Actually, yeah, you get your eyes open. You see, actually, because of the closeness of her to you specifically, you see more white and silver in the shape of a mask.
So she's actually looking at it then.
With a gold glimmering off of it. Nobody else is focused enough, is close enough and focused enough to see like that. They just get like swirls of if they can see it at all.
No, but also from this conversation, can I project it over the Malky network too?
You're sending what you're seeing over the network.
I'm beginning to think
boy.
that in this group, this being is not as well hidden as she thinks she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all see a floating mask of sparkles.
It's Edward
All the
Cullen.
Malkies do. All the Malkies do.
What?
Yeah.
Edward
Of
Cullen
like
is here?
gold and silver sparkles.
Who invited Edward Cullen?
Anyway, just send me a nod.
Anywho. Tell you, you still hear this in your voice, in your head. I tell you what, dear, give me a topic. Doesn't have to be a question.
I would still have to say, again, in the mind now, I would still have to say the Pentax. I'm very worried about that. I've been trying to, dispel it from my mind, but I don't know how.
I can't hear
So you
you.
wish for.
I got what she said.
Yeah, we
Okay.
heard.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Okay, the voice, and now everybody hears the voice that's on the network. Pendex again. Those nasty meddlers.
No, but she kind of, you can tell her, like, in her mind now. And I'm part of the family, but I don't know how I'm affected. But I know my sister Alice. Well, I found out something. I believe she might have been mentioned. I don't really know about this.
Okay, that
Now
I didn't hear.
Yeah, I heard something about her sister.
Oh,
Yeah, something about your sister Alice, but
Well,
essentially,
anyway,
oh,
she
I
just
made this thread.
sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
it
but
doesn't look good for you.
oh god, no, but she kind of just tells the mask
but
just. My sister
but
was an
you
experiment, as far as I found out. It scares me.
without you even touching the card, she just starts shuffling. The lady that everybody can see just starts shuffling.
The fool
All right,
presents
Will.
reverse, meaning that you saved yourself from making a stupid decision. The Five of Wands presents upright, is representative of conflict. The Empress is representative of command and control. It presents reverse, meaning a loss of that control. The Three of Swords is representative of heartbreak. The Wheel is representative of time. In short, you're going to always have this question, and right now, nothing in the cards will answer it.
Oh god.
Oh.
After she says this last, she shuffles them back together, centers them, like squares them, and sets them down. And you hear both voices. I'm sorry, my dear. That I cannot answer.
She nods and in her mind again one last time goes, sadly, I think I could.
And let me see how I want to do this, because it is happening.
Oh no.
All right, we're probably going to wrap up after you guys get done here. Just so you know.
Yeah. They got some pretty decent answers. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yep.
let me think. Let me think here. You begin to see images of people you don't recognize, images of the people in this room, demonic figures, angelic figures. You get, in other words, you get monstrous faces, you get beautiful faces, you get hideously beautiful faces, you get creatures of all shapes, sizes, and types. You see sparkles in your aura, you see rainbows, or you see sparkly auras, you see rainbows, you see frenzied colors all over the place, and you pass out. She just falls over on the table.
Immediately, like a
Cynthia?
defensive position, he's just flanking her, not knowing what the hell just happened. She's just out. And it spooks the shit out of me.
But as soon as your
Since she was right next to-
mind goes, but as soon as your vision goes blank, Marie, you see
Yeah.
that white mask,
Oh god.
and you just see the white mask. But it changes, and you see like the impression of lips with a gentle smile.
Oh god.
Wakey, wakey, dear. I'm
Is
sorry,
my mind
but you needed to see that.
is my mind still coherent, by the way?
Relatively well enough, yeah. It just hit you all of a sudden.
So, to the spirit and over the Malking network, she basically just says, but I don't know anymore.
What?
Please.
Sorry, what?
Wait, what was that? Didn't hear that.
Just over the sorry, I have to take a headphone out to actually hear myself. Over the network
Okay.
and over through the mask, like she says, but why? I didn't want that.
It will be important later, as will this. And you see the face of Zira.
And although
She is not me, but she is here.
over the network
And then your eyes pop open and you're back to normal.
and out loud in the network, all you hear is screaming of, please stop.
And as your eyes pop back open, you see Faye has you by the shoulders, yelling at you, Cynthia, wake up!
She
What
screams
the
and
fuck
jumps back.
happened?
She screams and jumps back from you, very afraid.
Easy.
Faye also screams, being taken by surprise by your screaming.
Oh, Lord. Relax.
But she looks around. Actually, the figure looks around and says, actually, one last thing. And she stands up at this point and comes around to Walsh and Palmer. Puts a hand on each shoulder. Relax. Let me help. What's the roll, Will? You know what I'm doing. Intelligence occult?
Yeah.
For them? Okay. Each of you
Yeah.
roll intelligence occult.
Okay.
And the diff is what? Because I don't have it up here yet. I know where it is, but
7, I want to say.
7? That'll work. That'll work for me.
Got one success.
For who?
You said
Only 2 people. Only 2 people.
I don't
Only
know.
those 2 people.
Walsh got 1 success.
So did Faye.
Okay.
1 apiece. Okay. You feel a tingle, a warm tingle on the back of your neck, like pain fading. Just a little bit. Will, did you get that? They got 1 each.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Says, that's all I can do for now, dears. There may be others related to my lady who can help more, but
Guthrie, stop picking your nose.
Yes.
But that is all the power I have for now. If I do too much, I will catch eyes.
Cynthia nods. One side note, I'm gonna leave her at, she's kind of on the brink of tears, by the way.
Right.
Okay.
Like, that freaked her out so bad.
And I think I don't have anything else,
I have one
except for
more.
her escorting you back out. So,
I have one more. And we
Oh,
will
you do?
actually close
Okay.
the scene with it.
all right, go ahead.
Actually, 2 things. I'm sorry. Because Ian made it back in. Malkies, as you take your exit from this tent, you are suddenly overcome by this feeling of the worst pain and anguish you've ever felt in your life, both living and dead. And it's coming from the network.
You guys, nobody had fucking 100 gold.
Cynthia's response to this is, I don't need any more of this shit.
And Ian, if you're you still with us, bud?
Yep.
The trail that you were following,
Yep.
you're able to pick it back up.
Okay.
It goes back beyond that, beyond this tent, back to the Ferris wheel.
Back to what?
The Ferris wheel.
Okay. I'll look towards the first wheel with my sight still up.
Make me a courage.
Oh, crikey. Can I spend a willpower?
No,
Nope.
no.
Oh, crikey.
Make
Question. What's the courage rating on this?
+2.
I mean, I've got a 5 courage. What?
Oh,
no.
you'll still roll. Yeah, still.
Roll.
It is a 5 roll.
I have 2 successes.
All right.
Ow! Fucking cat!
Yeah,
Oops.
that happened. Yeah, you see, get a cat run over your foot. But you're able to.
Remind
keep
me
your
to
composure.
trim his pointy tonight.
Yes.
You're able to keep your composure. But looking up to the Ferris wheel in your death sight, the spokes of the Ferris wheel,
No, that was just a tank. No.
you thought they were metal. They're not metal. They're bone. Fresh
Okay.
bone. So fresh that the bodies that they belong to are still there. Wired in or attached somehow into the superstructure of the Ferris wheel.
David, for a moment, because they're still close together, see a flash on Eric's face. He comes a breath away from frenzying. His fangs, for a moment, look like they extend for a moment, and his eyes, there's something in his eyes. And I guess we'll wait until next time to find out what just made him so pissed off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we will.
Stay tuned, everyone, for another episode of Tarheel by Dark.
Yeah. Are you creeped out yet?